morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So my name is Kate Chance. I'm the Faith Liaison with Montgomery County, and I'm with the Office of Community Partnerships. So I get to work with this incredible faith community that we have here today, and I'm so glad to be able to share them with you this morning. So our faith community are the ones that are stepping up to help with food drives, to support young people, and just find different ways to improve Montgomery County, from environmental justice to affordable housing. And so I hope that this program will give our newly elected officials something inspiring to take with them on the next 4 years. But I also hope that this is a good reminder for you all to work with the faith leaders here in this room and outside of it. We have over 600 houses of worship that are not even represented here today within Montgomery County. They're just such a fantastic partner for us, and so we're so grateful to have such a wonderful faith community here in Montgomery County. I know our newly elected officials are so excited to start the next 4 years, but I still have the best job in Montgomery County because I get to work with these incredible people every day, and so I'm just so grateful to share them with you this morning. So we're going to get the program started, but before we do, I want to thank my friends and council in Montgomery County for helping put this event together. I want to thank the Faith Community Advisory Group for helping organize this event as well. And of course, the staff here at Strathmore for making this event as wonderful as it's been. I am not going to introduce each speaker in an attempt to save time. If you see me staring you down, it means that you are probably next. Please try to follow the program. But we're going to try to keep this short and sweet. So our first speaker today is Reverend Bucky, Matthew Regan. You want to come up?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So I'm from the Buddhist community. I'm the Secretary of the International Buddhist Committee of Washington, D.C. And I'm going to share with you a story that is based on 2 verses from a very famous Buddhist work written by the 8th century Buddhist saint, Shantideva. And it goes something like this. There was once a land, and it was a very rugged and rocky land, and 2 kingdoms shared this land. And the kings of both of these kingdoms were very compassionate people, and they were very upset by the fact that their people had to walk through this ragged, rocky surface. People couldn't even get water without their feet torn up. And so they thought, what could we do? And so the first king called out for all the leather in the land. Bring me all the leather. And after weeks of all this leather being assembled, the king looked at his inventory and was heartbroken. The next king, also struck by the suffering of his people, made the exact same call. Called for all the leather of the land, and amazingly, there was a bounty and more than enough to solve the problem. So what's the difference? The first king, his plan was to cover the entire kingdom in leather. Every square foot. There was no way he could do this. The second king, his plan was to make shoes for all of his citizens. And of course, there's more than enough leather for this. So we have to remember that compassion is the start. But without wisdom, our compassionate actions can never bear fruit. Thank you.
I'm from Guru Nanak Foundation of America in Silver Spring. My name is Ravinder Singh. Heartiest congratulations, County Executive Alec, as you begin your second term in leading over 1 million residents from Montgomery County. We from the Guru Nanak Foundation of America, Good in Silver Spring, including a larger Sikh community from Montgomery County, extend our support to the success of your administration. You have navigated our safety during the challenging time with COVID and continue to do so with your proactive leadership and guidance, keeping us optimistic. we commend your and the county council's prioritization for innovative technology adoption in multiple areas that benefit all county's residents and keep it as top exemplary county in the country. We appreciate your ongoing efforts with the county council supports to continue building equity and inclusion into county's numerous programs to best serve this diverse community that look to you to attain success in their day-to-day lives and endeavors. County Executive, I would like to quote a verse from the writing of Guru Arjan Sahib Ji, our fifth Guru, as inscribed in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, our scripture. कर पैसों अर्जन प्यारे सतगुरु तुम्हारे काज सवारे दुष्ट दूत परमेश्वर मारे जन की पैज रखी करता है. This means, may you remain stable and focused, loved one with the grace of divine. May the true Lord blessing be upon you as you go on, as you go working and accomplish your tasks. May all negative and harmful forces around you dissipate. May your honor always be preserved by the benevolence of Almighty. Now I would like to say a prayer. We pray to the Almighty for good health of County Executive Mark Alec and all the County Council while giving them strength and continued success in healing and leading the people of Montgomery County. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Tena Dembele, and I'm a senior at Northwest High School. I'm a poet, P-O-E-T-E, because I use two E's because I use my poetry to educate and empower. The piece that I'll be reading to you today is titled Double Take, and I was inspired by the verse, "O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female and made you into peoples and tribes so that you may know one another." With one look, you can subconsciously create a beast of bias and a monster of misunderstanding, roaring and pouring fear into blood until it becomes hot enough to melt your bones until you fall, and we all fall down. Up goes the walls. Colorless bricks break the earth, and the world no longer stands large but becomes small and smaller. Because the walls are so tall, they close in until it becomes suffocating and we can't see or breathe. The world crumbles under one look. But the magic begins the second you take a second glance, when you take an extra moment, a beat, to realize that even though our heartbeats may not be identical, they harmonize under the blue skies. It only takes a second glance to realize how similar we are inside. It only takes a second glance to transform the walls we put up into mirrors where we can see parts of ourselves in a stranger. So what are you waiting for? All you need to make the world a better place is one double take.
Greetings from the Zoroastrian community in Montgomery County. I am Kersi Shroff. I originally come from Pakistan and India. With me is Dr. Zareen Kademian, the head of the Zoroastrian community in our area. He is from Iran. So today we have a few words of prayers in support of the newly elected officials of Montgomery County. In the several millennia-old sacred texts of the Gathas, the divine songs of Prophet Zarathustra, called Zoroaster by the Greeks, it is said that leadership must be attained by wise and ethical persons who can promote peace and prosperity and earn the respect of the people. Otherwise, they must forfeit their right to govern. Another prayer, called the Gatha of Good Government, stresses that the ideal government is the one chosen by the people and which is an ideal body for ethics, progressive peace, best intellectual activity, and for providing true happiness to the people. We pray that all of you, wise counselors, and able administrators of Montgomery County work towards equity and justice and for the protection of the poor, the needy, and the wronged. I end with a common prayer for the fruitfulness and success of all your work. May you achieve understanding and overcome misunderstanding. Attain peace and triumph over discord. Be generous and overcome avarice. Achieve reverence by overcoming any contempt and attain truth over falsehood. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Namaste and Hari Om. First of all, I would like to congratulate Mr. Eldridge and all the council members for being elected or re-elected to their leadership position. I was asked to talk about leadership as it is described in some Hindu scriptures, mainly Bhagavad Gita, in less than 3 minutes. So I will try my best. I have selected 2 verses from Bhagavad Gita and that talk about good leadership which can lead to success, not only material success, but peace and prosperity in the world. First of all, one verse, the 22nd verse from chapter 3, talks about how people in the society imitate leaders. So the leaders are whatever they behave, other people simply follow. So it is the leader's responsibility to set high standards for other people to follow. So that is verse 21 from chapter 3. Next I have chosen another verse which is the last verse in Bhagavad Gita, 78 from chapter 18. It kind of gives key to success for any project. What it says is whenever there is a great vision which is based on moral and ethical values, which is coupled with action. That vision is coupled with action, then the success comes. So just vision is not enough, just action is useless without any planning. Vision plus action can lead to transformation in the society. So from Washington Regional Center Chinmay Mission and the entire Hindu community, I send best wishes to all the members, council members, and also I send prayers your way so that you will be able to set high standards for other people to follow in the society, and you will be able to inspire people to put this vision into action. I wish you all the best one more time. Om peace, peace, and peace unto all. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kamlesh, representing the Jain community. I will try to teach you something new which you may have heard before, may not have heard before. When you meet a Jain person, how do you greet them? Jai Jinendra. Try to follow with me. Jai Jinendra. That means, I respect all the departed souls who have attained nirvana. And that's the basic principle here. Jain religion is flourishing day by day, not just in Montgomery County of Maryland, across the United States. In 1972, 50 years ago, our priest from India traveled here around different cities throughout the country, and now we have centers across the country, membership of which can be up to 10,000 families. People in Chicago, Los Angeles, whatever. So it's a flourishing community, and we are happy that in Montgomery County as well, we have exponentially grown in the last 30 years. We are very happy to see that. Today, in celebration of the inauguration, I'm going to recite a prayer, again, remembering all the departed souls who are heavenly beings who have attained nirvana. Om Namo Parihantanam Namo 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 Siddhanam Namo Namo Om Namo Payariyanam Namo 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 Bhuvajayanam Namo Namo Eso Pancha Namo Karo, Eso Pancha Namo Karo, Sarva Pava Panasano, Sarva Pava Panasano, Mangalanam Cha Savesim, Mangalanam Cha Savesim, Vardhaman Havai Mangalam, Vardhaman Havai Mangalam. Jai Jinendra everyone, and wish all the best for the new council members.
Good morning. My name is Rabbi Annie Lewis. I'm from Shari Torah Synagogue in Gaithersburg, and I'm here this morning honored to represent the Jewish community in extending congratulations, a hearty mazel tov to County Executive Elrich, to all of our council members who have stepped up in leadership. We are blessed by your leadership, and may you be blessed in your leadership. I want to offer a song this morning called We Rise. It's a contemporary Jewish song by Batya Levine and Noam Lerman, and I want to invite your participation with me in this song, which expresses hopes and prayers for all of us for Montgomery County. So I'm going to teach you the chorus and invite you to sing along with me. So the chorus goes like this. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. So we'll try that. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here. Beautiful. One more time. In hope, in prayer. We find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here. We rise, humbly hearted rise. We won't be divided. Rise, with spirit to guide us. Rise, in hope, in prayer. We find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here in hope, in prayer. We find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here. We rise. All of the children rise. Elders with wisdom rise. Ancestors surround us. Rise. In hope, in prayer. We find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here in hope, in prayer. We find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here. We rise up from the wreckage. Rise with tears and with courage. Rise, fighting for life. Rise, in hope, in prayer. We find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here in hope, in prayer. We find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to apologize because I thought she said no more than 30 minutes. Give a Black Baptist preacher the microphone. During an election cycle, candidates court constituents. They try to convince every eligible voter to vote for them, either because they are more innovative, they're smarter, more honest, more resourceful, or just better than other candidates. They try to convince them that they hear them, that they see them, and will give them a voice in government. The electorate then decides whether they are willing to trust the candidates and to give them carte blanche to act as they see fit or to act in the best interest of their constituents. We go through this election cycle after election cycle, trying and hoping to get it right. There needs to be a viable connection between the elected and the electorate. As I look around this room and listen to those who came before me on this program, I see this electorate is quite diverse and has chosen an equally diverse council. It seems to me that each election cycle we work harder to see the folks in government that not only look like us, understand our cultures, but also are decent and kind people. Folks that will represent all the people, folks that will hear us and see us in all our differing ethnicities, genders, languages, income brackets, social spheres. We are increasingly exhausted with the posturing and symbolism and seek truth in relevant and meaningful connections. I came here today to ask you a simple question. What if? What if? What if we could just stop labeling and celebrating labels? Stop celebrating differences and recognize that we are one. One in spirit, one in love, one in who we are, and one in what we need. And because we're one, I'd like to share with you just a short poetic dissertation by Langston Hughes, written in 1941, before most of us were even born. I dream a world where no man other man will scorn, where love will bless the earth and peace its paths adorn. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul nor avarice blights our day. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you be, will share the bounties of the earth and every man is free. Where wretchedness will hang its head and joy like a pearl attends the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream my world. We don't do that by fighting each other, posturing and outmaneuvering each other, or by trying to prove that we are better, smarter, or more civilized. We know there are a lot of issues that you must deliberate and legislate. But I believe we ask that you do that with human decency. That you set the standard for what this world can be. That you, our elected county executive and council members, change the paradigm, go against the grain, show love, share love, not greed or anger. I acknowledge before God here today that each of you are my brothers and sisters, that we are one. We are united in our desire to dream and to have a better world. We are not here to try to be better, smarter, or more affluent than anyone else. We want all of the treasures of the world, all the gifts of God, to be available to all of God's people. I'm not sure what equality or equity really looks like. I wasn't born into that world. When I was born, I didn't know black or white, rich or poor, have or have not. You all taught me that. What I want now for my grandchildren and for yours is for us to fix this. Fix it now. I challenge you. I beg you. I dare you to dream.
We're being polite, I don't understand. Hi, I'm Rabbi Abby Shirovsky. I'm one of the co-chairs of the Faith Community Advisory Group and the Director of Intergroup Relations for the Jewish Community Relations Council of Greater Washington.
And I'm Chris Matthews. I'm also a member of the Faith Community Advisory Group and also a member of the Interfaith Council of Metropolitan Washington. Which one is that one? One of the things that I love listening to Reverend Moultrie talk to us, but we want to congratulate you and thank you for coming today. Congratulate the officials that have been elected. And we hope that you realize that we're, as a faith community, are not just those who are praying on our Sabbath day, but we're also very engaged in the community. If you think about what faith communities and religion does in this world, they contribute over $1.2 trillion annually to the economy and with social impact. You think about charities, you think about national educational institutions, hospitals, and so forth. We want to connect with the County Council. We as a Faith Community Advisory Group are the eyes and ears for County Executive Ehrlich, and we appreciate his interest in the faith community. As a advisory group, we plan to have representation in each of the councilmanic districts so that we can connect with all of the various faith communities in the area, and we want to bring that information to each of you. We're grateful for the next 4 years that you'll be contributing to our county. We hope you'll call on us and partner with us in the work that we're doing. We, as Pastor Moultrie said, know that the only way to reaching a beloved community, as Dr. King talked about, is by being one. Stop the finger pointing, stop those things that are not contributing to the welfare of our entire community. We feel that we have a commitment to a common focus as people of faith to help those in need and to speak for those who don't have a voice, and that is our goal. Again, we thank you for coming and wish you well, and especially in your inauguration later this morning. Thank you very much for coming.
And in closing, I would just like to give a huge thank you and round of applause to our Faith Community Liaison, Kate Chance. Thank you everyone who took the time out of your day to gather with our newly elected and our returning elected officials, to your family members who are here joining us, and everyone who has gathered on this momentous historic day as we celebrate the inauguration of our county executive and our county council. Thank you everyone, and enjoy this day.